because the way he played in that second game, I think perhaps physically he just couldn't sustain that sort of pace of shot and pace of movement that he showed in that second game. So victory to Lee Chongwei in 3 games, 21-12 in the deciding game.
由来自加拿大的李文山对阵来自西班牙的卡罗丽娜·马林。
Umpire 夏天 China Service Judge 蔡丰杰 China
裁判员夏天中国发球裁判员蔡丰杰中国。
So the first of our matches complete, and what an excellent match it was. Next up, we've got women's singles and the beaten finalists from the last 2 Super Series events. Then we're back to men's singles and the 5-time champion here, Lin Dan, in action against Brice Lavardez of France. Then men's doubles and Taiyun and Lu Kai. Taiyun, incidentally, has never won the China Open. That's an astonishing statistic considering his years with Fu Haifeng. This is probably one of the few major tournaments that Taiyun and Fu Haifeng never won. And as you saw after that men's doubles, we'll have women's doubles and World Championship silver medalists against World Championship bronze medalists. But first, we've got women's singles. Pusala Venkata Sindhu of India against Wang Shixian, the number 5 seed from China. Well, these 2 players have played each other many times before. Today will be the 8th meeting between the 2, so they'll know each other's games very well indeed. Wang Shixian is, of course, number 1 currently on the Destination Dubai Super Series rankings, having been beaten finalist in Paris. Remained at number 1. 2 finals she's been in this year. Australian Open as well. The winner from Paris is currently at number 2, and you may be wondering how, when she's won 4 Super Series titles this year, she's number 2. There she is. Well, I wonder the same thing. She's only played 1 less tournament. The only change was Sung Ji-hyun and Tai Su-ying swapped positions, but here's an interesting stats. All 10 players on the list there have all been in a Super Series tournament final this year. Such is the competition. That really backs up what we were saying earlier as well, doesn't it, Steen, about strength in depth now, how the chasing pack, certainly in men's singles and women's singles, it's been happening for a couple of years now. Only player who's won a Super Series tournament, Steen, that's not on that list in the women's singles?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I know. Was she on the list? Sun Yu from China?
You're perfect. You're on the ball. You may be a little jet lagged, but you're certainly on the ball. Yes, Sun Yu, winner of the Singapore Super Series, is number 11 on the list at the moment. Great spot, Steen. So, the 2 players for an 8th time exchange niceties before the start of this 2nd round match here at the Thaihot China Open. Wang Shixian has been in the final here twice previously, 2010 and 2013. There she is, the 25-year-old from Suzhou in southeast Jiangsu province. And she's currently number 6 on the world rankings, or she certainly was last night, but the world rankings are run on a Thursday, so it's possible that her ranking has changed in the last couple of hours. Number 1, as I say, on the Super Series list. And her opponent, Pusala Venkata Sindhu, the 20-year-old who lives in Hyderabad. Tall athlete, 5'11", number 13 on the world ranking at the moment, has been as high as 9. Now her win-loss record for the year, 1 final from 11 tournaments, and of course that was the Denmark Premier Super Series where she lost out to Lee Shui-Ray in the final. Well, her match yesterday was against Ksenia Polikarpova of Russia. She won 21-14, 21-9 in just 28 minutes. Yep, well, the world rankings are still the same as far as Wang Shixian is concerned. Still number 6. She has been number 1 in the world. In fact, spent a total of 33 weeks as world number 1. Twice a finalist here, as I say, 2010 and 2013. Now here, this year, 2015, she's been in 2 finals from 12 tournaments played. Well, as I was saying, this is the 8th meeting between the 2 players. Last time they met was in the first round of the French Super Series, and that was just 2 days after PV Sindhu had been in the final of the Denmark Super Series. So perhaps that was an influence on the outcome of that match, because as you briefly saw from that statistic on the head-to-heads, PV Sindhu has actually won 4 of the previous 7 encounters, so is ahead on the previous matchups. Wang Shixian, she does have an incredible record on Super Series over the years. We'll discuss more on that in a moment, Steen, as we wait for our umpire to announce the players.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thaihot of Japan, our umpire.
PV Sindhu, India. And on my left, Wang Shixian, China. Wang Shixian to south. Level. Play.
So the number 5 seed, Wang Shixian. Far side of the court. Oh yeah, we'll need a, just make sure the court is mopped. Yeah. That's another thing after a match, before the next match comes on court, the court attendants, they double up as line judges and therefore they leave the court. And I think we really ought to have court attendants that are there purely and simply to attend to the perspiration that's dripped down onto the court surface and there to do the mopping when required. Anyway, here we go. Second round encounter getting underway. Missed a big chunk of the start of the year as we look at the Indian coaches, Pranelo Gopichand and Madhu Mitabish. Indian player had a stress fracture of the left foot and was out for 6 weeks. Oh, that's a beautiful backhand from Wang Shixian.
2 love.
There's her coach, Chen Jin, on the left as we look at them. Former world champion Chen Jin won his world title in Paris in 2010. That's long. Stina, I was mentioning Wang Shixian is number 1 on the Destination Dubai Super Series rankings at the moment. And I can tell you that in 2010, she finished the year number 1 on the Super Series. And again, 2013, she finished number 1. And since 2010, she's never finished lower than 4th on the Super Series rankings. She's been a big supporter of the Super Series and always does consistently well.
Yeah. Very, very reliable. tough player to meet because her playing style is in a way that she never gives anything away for free. You have to earn your points yourself.
Yeah.
A little bit of problems converting the Super Series participation lately into actual wins, and while we still have the world ranking of last week, it's interesting to me that she's actually the #1 ranked Chinese player as number 6 in the world.
Yeah.
Second best Chinese is number 7, and the third best is number 8. But it shows that that there has been a change of guard in women's singles. I can remember when it was almost all Chinese flag on page 1, the 10 best players in the world. There was like 6 or 7 of them. So it's interesting to see what the answer is as well. We know that there's a very, very talented young player in He Zhao, who's actually right now playing the World Junior Championships. She hasn't been playing a lot of seniors, so it's interesting to see what's coming from the younger Chinese players, especially after the Olympics in Rio.
Yeah. And what's interesting is He Zhao is a left-hander. And of course with Carolina Marin last year, our world champion when she won her first world title, was the first women's singles left-handed player to win the world title. We've seen a number of very, very good men's singles players who are lefties. Oh, it's a good rally, yeah. And great tactical awareness there from PV Sindhu.
4-5.
I think it was a big breakthrough for Sindhu, reaching the final of the Denmark Open, her first ever Super Series final. And I just wonder if that may be a catalyst to her believing that she's always done well against the top players in the world. She's got some extraordinary wins under her belt against highly ranked players, but I think it's given her the belief, or I hope it's given her the belief, that she can go all the way through a tournament now.
Yeah, I think so too, and both that she actually can win tournaments, but also the comeback from the stress fracture.
Yeah.
So important.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, good pressure from the front of the court from Sindhu.
5-6.
And then the little change of pace. I do like that, that's clever. The push, the pressure, then the drop shot.
Service over. 7-5.
Well, 4 of the previous 7 encounters between these two players have gone the full distance. It seems to me as if Wang Shixian doesn't like playing against the tall Sindhu, or whether it's the style of play. Is it just her height, her style of play as well, maybe?
She gets a lot back, Sindhu, and so does Wang Shixian, but she's off to a good start here, and yeah, I don't know what it is. She's tall, but she's not that attacking, Sindhu, but she gets a lot back when she's in good form. Interesting to follow the 3 Chinese women's singles players in the next 3 or 4 tournaments, because as we mentioned, they're number 6, 7, and 8 in the world ranking, and so they're pretty sure of getting 2 players to the Olympics, but 2 is the maximum.
Yeah.
So 1 has to be left out of it, and what a heartbreak it would be for Wang Shixian if it should be her again.
Again, because of course she was the 3rd ranked Chinese player at number 3 in the world prior to the London Olympic Games, and the number 4 ranked player, Li Shuai was selected in front of her and went on to win the gold medal. And of course nowadays you're not allowed 3 players in the Olympics, maximum of 2, as you were saying.
And I think that that Li Shuai is more or less given. I mean, she's the defending Olympic gold medalist. She has won the tournament. She doesn't, or at least she shouldn't get as nervous as one who has no gold in a collection. So, in my opinion, it's a battle between Wang Yihan and Wang Shixian.
Yeah. Oh, that is delightful.
Service over. 9-8.
When she first emerged on the international circuit, Wang Shixian, well, that's a very, very long rally, that one.
Yeah.
And that was exactly what she excelled in when she first emerged on the international circuit, winning a lot of tournaments. She's very, very light-footed, and she seemed to get everything back, and that has also sort of spurred some of the younger players. I mean, the pace has gone up in women's singles.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good net shot.
Service over. 9.
Yeah. Well, just to back up your point there, Steen, her first 2 full years on tour, Wang Shixian, 2010, 5 finals from 10 tournaments played. 2011, 6 finals from 15 tournaments played. And that's a lot of tournaments and tournament finals for getting through the whole time.
Yeah.
Didn't have too bad a year last year either. 5 finals from 14 tournaments, winning 3 of them. But she hasn't won a title now for over a year, and I guess that's perhaps a bit worrying, because she was, until the last Super Series, defending champion in Paris at the French Super Series, Wang Shixian. In fact, she was 2-time defending champion, going for a record 3rd consecutive title. But is that a concern, do you think, for the Chinese coaching staff? Hasn't won a title in over a year?
Yeah, I think it is, of course, very comforting for the women's singles department of China that Li Shuai were able to win the Denmark Open Premier. Only other player this year to win a tournament was Sindhu, as we mentioned in the beginning of this match. So,
yeah, okay.
Service over. 11-9. Interval.
I would definitely choose from who I thought had the best possibility of winning a medal at the Olympics, and I'm pretty sure that was what the Chinese team management did 4 years ago when they selected Li Shuai.
Yeah.
So
we should point out that Li Shuai, that's win in Denmark, the Denmark Super Series, was her first title since winning the Denmark Open the previous year.
Yeah.
There's been a long title drought from some of the top Chinese players.
Yeah, and she struggled with injuries.
one,
Li
20
Shuru. She was
seconds.
very, very
Hot
happy
one, 20 seconds.
for that victory, and understandably so.
Now, what's she asking? Yeah, I think she's asked for the tournament doctor. Now, what would that be about? But obviously, we're slightly concerned as to what the issue is with PV Sindhu. She's asked for the tournament referee. In fact, it's the deputy referee, Pencho Stoyanov from Bulgaria. Yeah, well,
Seems like some of the signs that she wanted to spray. Yeah, look at that.
yeah.
Heavily strapped, that foot.
Now, I had in my notes that the stress fracture was in the left foot, and we're looking at right foot. Now, either I've got it completely wrong, or the poor girl has got another injury. Well, after my misinterpretation of the number of tournaments that Lee Chong-wei had won, I suspect it's probably me who's got it wrong. Do you think the strapping's just come loose? Or is she trying to have some cold spray on there?
Yeah, that's. I didn't think of that. Maybe it's because it's come loose.
Yeah. I always used to have, if you remember, Steen, I used to have my knees strapped the whole time after 5 knee operations, and I'd spray sticky stuff on first onto the skin so that the tape really did hold fast.
Yeah.
But all the injuries aside, what do you think Pulelo Gopichand has probably been advising her? I mean, it's awfully tight in this opening game, isn't it? There's only 2 points in it. Well, there they are. And Madhumita Bish. They'll be reasonably happy so far, do you think?
Yeah, so far they'd be happy. I mean, 11-9. That's could just as easily been 9-11. So no worries there. Probably enforcing tactics that they've discussed before the match. I would suspect them to try and put a little bit emphasis on the deep forehand of Wang Shixian. She doesn't seem to be that strong in that particular corner.
Okay.
So whenever Sindhu is in some kind of trouble, try to play that corner instead of the backhand there. Of course, that's another possibility, that you sort of play up to your opponent's strength and let them sort of get a shot at you and say, hey, let's see if you can attack me or you can outplay me from your strength. If you can't, then you're in trouble.
Well, by the reaction of the coaches, I wonder if they've been saying, just keep Wang Shixian at the back of the court until you get the short clear, so you've got your attacking opportunity. Because they seem delighted with her tactics in that. Another one to the back, and the back again. Mm.
11-all.
If we see Wang Shixian in the Rio Olympics, she will of course be intimidating to play because she gets a lot back and she's so light-footed and so quick on her feet. But I must say that on the attacking side, on the technical skills, I see other players that have surpassed her.
Well, I agree with that, and you know, as I was sort of saying, that first rally since the mid-game interval, where I wondered whether the PV Sindhu had been told to virtually play everything to the back until she had the opportunity to do the attack that she wanted. And as soon as I said that, I thought to myself, actually, I think women's singles has moved beyond that.
Yeah.
I think that actually, you know, if you look at our current world champion, Carolina Marin from Spain, it's the pace in which she's playing, and every shot virtually is an attacking shot. Whether it's played to the back, everything is played with pace.
Yeah, and it's hard to see where the shots are played. The technical skill level of women's singles has definitely increased. We've seen Akane Yamaguchi, excellent technical skills, and of course Ratchanok Intanon, who is, in my opinion, underperforming a little bit these days. Already left this tournament, had a tough match against Okuhara, but I still feel that she should be able to get more out of her skill set.
Yeah, I agree.
But I agree with you, Jill, with the clearing stuff, because we've seen Shixian say, okay, if you just clear at me, then I will outmaneuver you.
Yeah.
I won't just clear and drop back. I will actually put pressure on you.
Yeah. Of course, we are surmising what the Indian coaches may have said. Ooh, it looked as if it was a change of mind.
Yeah.
And I have huge respect for Pulela Gopichand and his tactical awareness and his understanding of the game. Gosh, hasn't he made a difference to Indian badminton? 5 players in the top 50 in the men's singles at the moment.
Yeah.
That's nice play from Wang Shixian. Oh, yeah.
Well played.
Yeah, now they like that. I think I probably got it all wrong, what they'd advised.
We discussed it in the men's singles that a little bit softer smash. The trade-off is that you're in much better position. You're not off balance, so you can be quicker on the front court. Sometimes that's worth doing.
14-16.
2 very important points for Sindhu here, because I had more or less written her off that first game, but she still has a fighting chance.
That could prove a costly mistake.
14.
Oh, goodness me. Umpire saying, no, you can't have the court mopped. It's okay, play on. It's terribly difficult, isn't it, Steve, for the umpires, because, you know, both you and I have been critical in the past about players taking too long in between rallies and deliberately slowing things down. But, I mean, I can't actually really remember more than one other occasion, if that, when the court was mopped in this women's singles match. And there's no doubt after 22 minutes of play, they'll be perspiring heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So now we can have it mopped.
Yeah. Yeah. Line judges who are doubling up as the court attendants asked to come on and mop the court. Yeah.
But we know that the BWF are very alert to this continuous play problem, so we'll probably see something done about that very, very quickly in order to have this issue fixed.
Yeah. Yeah. And having a dedicated court attendance each end of the court, so 2 per match, will be a help. Had a little think about it, didn't it?
Yeah. I would like to see Sindhu become more aggressive, develop her technique and her playing style towards a more aggressive style. Because, I mean, she has this patient style that's already in place.
Yeah.
But she's a tall player, and there must be some really dangerous attacking shots in there somewhere.
It's a good rally, isn't it? Tough rally. Goodness. This has got to be the longest rally of the match so far.
Oi.
Oh, she's missed it! Would you believe it?
She totally outplayed PV Sindhu. Playing from side to side. But missed it by quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. Oh, the umpire's going to have a word. Yeah, wants them to play on a little quicker. Yeah, it's a fine balance, as we were saying. Oh, it's just wide.
Yeah, well
there's a
left.
challenge here from Wang Shixian. Yeah, it was a nice little exchange, wasn't it? Oh, that looks out to me. Very difficult from that angle, so.
Out. And the challenge lost.
Unsuccessful. Wang Shixian, 1 challenge remaining. 18-17. Play.
Oh, good defense. It's going wide. No question. Will I make that 5 straight points?
17.
Yeah, and 7 out of the last 8, I think. I think she had a 16-12 lead, Wang Shixian, and I was almost positive that she would seal this game, and I thought the match looked good as well. Now she's in a lot of trouble. That's well played.
Yeah, it's very, very
20,
good.
game point 17.
So, on a run of 6 straight points
Sindhu.
and 8 of the last 9 points. 3 game point opportunities.
One.
Oh,
Service over 18.
I think that was just hope.
Break.
See, this is where I'd like the umpire to be a little bit more firm. He's told the players to be quicker,
Yeah,
and now he says play, which means again be
Yeah.
quicker.
yeah. Yeah, second game point opportunity is converted.
First game won by PV Sindhu 21-18.
21-18 confirms the ump up. Just a little shy of the half-hour mark. And that was extraordinary.
Yeah, that was
No. 9 of 11 points.
a total turn of events there.
Yeah. So, Pusala Venkata Sindhu, opening game 21-18.
The match on round 2 will be men's singles between
Yeah, she must be wondering what on earth happened there. 16-12 up.
2号场比即将进行的是男子单打的比赛。
But quite a quick coaching anyway. They had 2 minutes.
香港的胡约
It didn't take that long.
No, they don't overcomplicate things. I know we've discussed it before and you think it's very
裁判
important to keep
员潘
things
笑，中国
simple,
发球
Yeah.
but you can use all your allotted time to keep the positive energy going and the encouragement going.
And I mean, here she lost 9-2 of the last 11
Yeah.
rallies. That's a little bit puzzling.
Yeah. Well, Bulala Gopichand and Madhumita Bish using
Court
their
1,
time.
20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Ready to break. Sindhu. Second game. La ball. Play.
So a great comeback in that opening game by Pusala Venkata Sindhu from that 12-16 deficit. Now, what on earth can the number 5 seed from China do in response? I can't help but think in my own mind, Steen, that the point you were making earlier about it's going to be interesting what the Chinese coaches do about Olympic selection and all of that. The players will be acutely aware of that themselves, and they'll be desperate to try, the 3 Chinese players, to prove themselves to the coaches that they are the one of the 2 players that should go to Rio.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if that perhaps affected the mindset or caused Wang Shixian just to
Yeah.
tighten up. I mean, you've got to give credit to PV Sindhu. I mean, she played very well those last 11 points.
She got a lot back.
Yeah.
That's better. That's better.
2 love.
Clever attack from Wang Shixian.
You see, it's so simple in Europe. I know that the Danish coaching staff in the past, and of course you were Danish head coach for a number of years, when you had more than one men's doubles pair and you just sat back and say, well, whichever pair's finished highest, you know, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion. It's slightly out of context because there are a lot more Chinese players that are very good in the women's singles discipline, but you know, it is difficult for the players because it's not just results sometimes that.
No, and there's a big difference of winning tournaments, winning Super Series tournaments, and winning.
Oh, missed it.
Yeah.
Service over.
Winning the big events.
Yeah.
2.
The World Championships, the Uber Cups, the Olympics. Performing at that stage is something completely different than winning a normal tournament, which is hard enough.
Yeah.
And we had in the beginning of the 2000s where we made a reshuffle in the men's doubles. Some of them, the men's doubles, they made the mistake of thinking that they were fighting against each other, and I didn't mind who was the best Danish men's doubles. It was about who was actually able to beat some of the international players.
Yeah.
And I guess that also goes for China.
2-all.
But it's interesting because both these two players, they will be capable of putting some mental pressure on a lot of other women's singles players.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that they get so much back at the opponent. But so when you meet someone who's strong at the same points where you're strong yourself, then maybe the skills that you don't think normally are your strongest side is the one you need to use in a match like this.
2.
You know, I'm seeing signs here, Steen, that Wang Shixian is getting frustrated.
Yeah.
That so much is coming back. You know, that last shot there, I mean, she missed by, in badminton terms, by a mile. You know. Well, here's another warning about too much walking around in between rallies.
And if you're a coach
3.
and you see this going on, you tell your players, take your time. Take your time. Yeah, the umpire tells you that you shouldn't walk around, and while he does that, even more time goes by, and nothing happens. So the players, they very, very quickly
4,
adjust to
2.
what the umpires allow.
Yeah.
Great save there by Sindhu, and I think you're right, Jill. I think she's getting disheartened. But we've seen her make some strong comebacks before, but Sindhu, of course, very, very positive after winning the first game. She lost big in Paris, 2 straight games. Another one out.
5.
Yeah.
2.
And to me, Steen, that is an unforced error.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was under real pressure.
No.
And this is 5 straight points.
So, and it adds up a little bit with the short coaching that we saw. Does she feel a little bit abandoned or what?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, if I've just beaten that player in 2 straight games in the tournament before, we gotta have a plan.
Service over. 3-5. Service over.
Yeah, look at the body language of
Yeah.
Wang Shixian.
Yeah.
That's
3.
concerning. Yeah, I'm just looking at her record a little more deeply, Steen, and Wang Shixian for the last 5 years has won at least one Super Series title each year. At the moment, she hasn't won a Super Series title in 2015.
At the moment, it looks like it's going to have to be Hong Kong
Yeah.
next week.
If she wants to keep that record
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, nice net shot.
8-3.
No, pushed it wide.
Service over. 4-8.
What do you do? I mean, to me, yes, not only this frustration from Wang Shixian, you know, perhaps almost a little bit of desperation. You know, almost you can see panic. I so desperately want to win this match. There's so much riding on it, not just getting through to the quarterfinal of a Premier Super Series. There's everything that we've already discussed. If you saw one of your players on court and you were sitting behind the court as their coach, going through this mental torment, you know, what would you do? Do you try and get them just to focus on what they're trying to do for every rally, or do you try and talk about the psychology of it at the mid-game interval? How do you approach it?
Yeah, it's really difficult. I'm not sure I would know what to do, because it's also what I think it needs to be addressed outside the court, and there's a lot of unsaid stuff in it. I would think it's a little bit about how you feel, the attention is on practice, who gets most coaching time and during practice, who is Chen Jin talking more to, is he talking more to me or to Li Shurui or to Wang Yihan? So there's a lot of intangibles that you simply can't take into account, and that are really hard to talk about because it's about feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just checking the world ranking, which is still the old one from last week, and saying, what if it's not either Wang Yihan nor Wang Shixian going to the Olympic? What if it's Sun Yu, who's actually won a tournament and has an attacking playing style, very tall Chinese girl.
Yeah.
All the other competitors, they have lots of video material on this girl here and Wang Yihan, Li Shurui. Sun Yu, she's a little bit more
and her
flying below the radar, so to speak.
And her world ranking at the moment?
It's 11, so she would be qualified. It's not 3 players they have to select in between. They have to select in between 4 players.
Yeah. Oh, that's clever. Yeah, and the mid-game interval with a 5-point advantage. PV Sindhu. I can't help but feel that Wang Shixian perhaps needs to take more initiative in the rallies.
Yeah, I think she has.
Yeah.
She has to find a way to outmaneuver Sindhu.
one, 20 seconds. Hot one, 20 seconds. Sindhu.
And again, the Chinese coaches were first to leave the court.
11, 6.
Perhaps it doesn't mean anything. Perhaps it's
Right.
clear what needs to be done, or it's just not possible, or it's not her day, but it's still puzzling.
That's going
That's
wide.
wide, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good rally again, isn't it? Do you know what I think the big difference is between these two players? Of course, there's very contrasting styles. One's very light on her feet, almost balletic in the way she moves. But I was watching that rally and I thought, Jill, Wang Shixian is trying to dictate some of the pace here, but she hasn't got the winning shot.
No.
Even when she builds an opening, she can't put the shuttle away, whereas PV Sindhu can.
I totally agree with you. Wang Shixian, when PV Sindhu is playing like she is now, Wang Shixian cannot win the match. She can hope that Sindhu is losing the match, but she cannot win it herself.
Oh, there's a challenge here. I thought that was wide.
If she is to win it, she has to come up with something that we haven't yet seen from her.
Yeah. Well, Hawkeye springing into action.
Yeah.
Their instant review system, they've got high-speed cameras looking down all the lines, and then one of the umpires will make a judgment from the video footage as to whether the shuttle was in or not. Here's what that judgment was.
Seen.
Challenge unsuccessful.
That was my initial feeling, but I don't mind her taking that challenge. It's a cross match, which is really hard to judge correctly. Where does the cork touch down?
Well, Wang Shixian. Some problem with the eye. Don't think she wears contact lenses, does she? Never seen her with glasses on. Yeah, now you see that is a perfect example again. I thought that punch clear from Wang Shixian,
Really good.
fantastic, deep into the forehand corner. It wasn't the best length clear back from PV Sindhu, and yet she can't put it away.
No.
Yeah, PV Sindhu's playing well.
Yeah, using her reach.
That's nice.
Service over. 8.
And the thing is that
But it's a, yeah, sorry.
Wang Shixian should be practicing against a player with even more reach.
Yeah.
Because Sun Yu is even taller than PV Sindhu.
But has a totally different playing style.
Yep, fair point, absolutely.
But it's a good possibility for Wang Shixian to practice new ways of winning rallies, because she's going to need that.
Yeah.
9-13.
not only need it in this match, she's going to need it also against other players, because they will see that, okay, Sindhu, she is able to get a lot of Wang Shixian's shot back, and then she gets the chances, so we're going to practice doing the same thing.
Just long.
10-13.
Well, there's really been a change of momentum since that last challenge,
Yeah.
which PV Sindhu lost. Oh, what a good net exchange.
11-13.
Yeah, good character here from Wang Shixian. Just look at this. $7-13 down. 4 straight points, and now there's only 2 points in it.
And she's looking anxious now, Sindhu.
Yeah.
Jumping a little bit, trying to loosen up her leg. Feeling that she had this match in the palm of her hand, and now it could perhaps be slipping away, or at least be much harder. Well played.
Yeah.
12-13.
Well, now the crowd getting involved. Yeah. Much more positive from Wang Shixian.
And she's been dominating the net lately, and I think it's so important that she keeps playing the net.
Yeah, there. Yeah,
That's
and
well
again.
played.
Yeah, yeah, you're spot on, Steen.
13-0.
And what a comeback. 6 straight points. And it's 13 all. Look at that. That's just glorious.
Play.
No, I couldn't hear that at all.
No, she made gestures like if Wang Shixian was sort of tempering a little bit with the
With the shuttle.
shuttle and straightening it.
And the umpire saying, well, change it then.
And we must say that
13-0.
this walking around and delaying the game,
Now.
it's been a little bit too much in this match, because we've been going on for 52 minutes now,
Yeah.
and we're 1.5 game into the match. Well played.
Yeah.
14.
And she's definitely
13.
nervous, PV Sindhu.
Yeah.
So fire away on every possibility she gets Wang Shixian, and keep the net, play really, really sharp at the net.
gone wrong as well.
15,
Well, this is extraordinary.
13.
8 straight points.
One.
Yeah,
Service over.
well,
14, 15.
brings the run to an end. Greeted with silence from the fans. Chinese fans here in Fuzhou. Oh,
Well
that's
played,
lovely.
well played.
Yeah,
Service over.
And especially that corner has
16,
been
14.
hard for Sindhu to defend here in the later part of the second game.
look at that shot there. Took that lower than shoulder height
Yeah.
and played the perfect cross-court drop.
– 17, 14.
10 of the last 11 points. Oh, that's wide.
And she's totally
18,
off her game now,
14.
Sindhu. She doesn't know what to do.
And it's extraordinary. It's ever since that challenge.
Yeah.
Sindhu, quick foul. One, ready to play. One. Service over. 15, 18.
Yeah. And that's the easy solution for
16,
Sindhu.
18.
Just don't play the net. I mean, don't give Wang Shixian any chances of spinning.
Players.
Whenever Shixian plays the net, play it into the first white service line so that it's hard for Shixian to be accurate at the net.
16, 18. Okay. One.
Yeah, there's a problem with the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, it is 16-18.
Now score 16, 18. 16, 18. Scoreboard and outdoor border. Okay. Play must be continued, please.
Yeah.
Scoreboard. 16, 18.
Yeah, well, that's good umpiring.
Yeah.
Yep, he knows what the score was.
Play,
The
please.
match of
It is 16-18.
men's singles between
Technical issue
Wu
with
Kai
the
from
scoreboard at the back of the
and Jen
court,
Robertson
but
from
we can all play
Denmark.
on. We've got the right score.
3号场比今要进行的是 是男子单打的比赛，
That's a good neck
由来
shot.
自中国的郭凯对
Oh,
阵
that's clever. I
丹
like
麦
that body
的约
smash.
根森。
Umpire.
And again.
Yeah.
Service men, Belgium.
Yeah.
Service
Well
yard,
worked rally. Well
李学斌
constructed.
China.
裁判员赛利斯旺、比利时，发球裁判员林学斌，中国。
So now just 1 point in it. Seventeen, 18. Finds the line. It's 18 all. Yeah, look at that face of determination. There's a real positive step as well from PV Sindhu. Yeah, but you're right, maybe still a little nervous. She was jumping up and down on the spot again there, Steen.
Yeah, I think both players are a little bit nervous now.
Yeah, that's understandable. 18 all.
Oh.
Service over. 19-18.
So, I didn't think this at 7-13 down that I'd be saying game point opportunities for us to go to a third and deciding game. But there's two of them now. For Wang Shixian. It's gone well long. It is 1 game all. And a remarkable comeback in that second game from Wang Shixian. 21-18. Exactly an hour this match has been in progress. And there you can see confirmed symmetry in the scoreline. It's 1 game all. So I suppose now it's a job for Pulalagopi-Chand to pick Usala Venkata Sindhu up from being in that winning position to having to start all over again. Extraordinary though. Both games, both players come back from a deficit.
Yeah, very, very strange match.
Yeah.
Psychological match, not a whole lot of great rallies, but a lot of mistakes that I think are mentally provoked because both players know that the other player is really good at getting the shuttle back. I think what bothered Sindhu a lot in the middle of the second game was that not only was Wang Shixian playing well at the net, but Sindhu was having trouble playing to the baseline. She put a number of shots out. That can really ruin your self-confidence.
Well, she's always been a fighter, Wang Shixian. Ever since the very, very first time I watched her play, which I think was the Malaysian Grand Prix Gold event
Yeah.
back in 2009.
Final game.
Had to qualify and she won it.
Level. Play. Sindhu.
So third and deciding game.
One love. Service over.
Called wide, that one.
Now that's the sort of thing, Steen. Now, that's what I don't understand. Is she nervous, or is she so provoked, as you describe it, by her opponent having such a long reach that she thinks that unless she hits the line, PV Sindhu's going to get it back?
Yeah.
Because we just normally don't see that sort of error
No,
from Wang Shixian.
2-1.
It's really strange. I think it's mentally provoked that she tends to get an awful lot of points back, shuttles back, Sindhu. But right now she's very, very unsecure the way I interpret her body language. And she's having trouble in her short forehand. She's having big problems.
Yeah.
Not only at the net, but whenever she's played twice in that short forehand corner, she's in trouble.
Service over. 3-2.
No, that's good judgment.
Service over. 3-all.
It's all a bit cagey at the start of this third game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Needs one of them to have the courage to just go for it.
Ball 3.
And none of the two players can seem to find the baseline.
No. Supports your theory that the shuttle may be flying a little faster coming towards us.
No, not really.
No?
No. I was thinking it was the other way around.
Oh.
But, they've been putting it out.
Oh
both
my
sides.
goodness! Oh, and then she's missed it.
Service over. 4-all.
And this is what I mean. Both players make some strange mistakes when they're forced to attack because it's not their natural playing style.
Mm.
Service over. 5-4.
there's a tendency that whenever the one player wants the shuttle changed, the umpire gets a look at it from the player who doesn't want it changed, and time goes by all the time.
Yeah.
Now it's like 35 seconds since the last rally was finished. That means 40 seconds between two rallies. That's way too much.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, that's
Well played.
nice.
Well
Yeah.
played.
Service over. 5-all.
Well, that sort of puts to bed my theory that she doesn't have the winners.
Yeah, but
Because-
she didn't until
No,
13-7.
Yeah.
So, just to prove that badminton is highly psychological.
Mm. My goodness me.
5.
There's been a number of times throughout this match, Steen, that I think that PV Sindhu looks as if she's either changed her mind or doesn't have the confidence to actually play the shot that she'd had in her mind to do so.
Yeah.
Goodness me,
That's two terrible mistakes,
woeful.
because it's not hard shots.
No. And it is psychological. We know that she's got the capability of playing the
Yeah.
shots. No, that's
Service over.
follows up with a moment of brilliance.
Yeah.
6-7.
Look at this, perfect net shot. Hits the top of the tape, goes over. Lovely. That is terrific.
7-all.
That really is. Oh, great net shot. And again. Well, net shot from Wang Shixian, I thought was fantastic, tumbling tight to the net. And PV Sindhu just played an equally good net shot in response.
Yeah, and there's big difference in skill level, whether it's the backhand side or the forehand side of Sindhu. Much sharper on her backhand side.
Oh, yes.
Service over. 8-all.
Yeah, right on the line.
Thank you, please. Ready to play. 8-all. Play.
do like that shot. Slice. Glancing blow across the feathers of the shuttle. The racket head comes through quickly. You think it's going to be a fast smash, but in fact it's just a fast drop. So deceptive.
And very difficult to execute.
Yeah.
10-8.
Look at that. That's her favourite shot. Backhand cross-court net shot from low down. I haven't seen many of those this match so far. Normally we see a
No.
huge number.
Service over.
Now
9.
technically it's much
10.
easier to play the slice going across court like that than
Yeah.
the one from Wang Shixian where
Yeah.
you said technically it's difficult because she kept it
goes
straight.
yeah.
Yeah.
And especially if the lift comes from across, then it's very, very hard to keep it inside from the backhand side. A straight one.
Service over.
Finds the back corner.
11-9. Interval. Change ends.
And it is Wang Shixian who has the advantage as they change ends in this deciding game. Look at that. Wonderful. Great placement. So a 2-point advantage. It's always fascinating to me, Steve, the way that emotions change throughout the match. I was talking in the second game, and I said there was mental torment. You know, that she looked as if she was frustrated, if she was. We wondered whether she was feeling abandoned, whether, you know.
And she looked out of ideas.
Yeah.
And then it all changed within 2-3 rallies.
Yeah.
Perhaps it was actually only one rally that that challenge
Yeah.
Break.
would have gone to 14-7 had she been right in
Yeah.
her challenge, but of course she wasn't, and she sort of squandered the second game. And all credit to Wang Shixian for picking up on that and
Yeah.
sort of clawing back.
Missed it.
Yeah. And it looks a little bit like the first game right now, where Shixian is in control and Sindhu is just trying to survive, and yeah, the shot quality is it's not as high as we've seen it, but the intensity and the psychological stress is there.
Service over. 10-12.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Look, looking at her coaches, asking something or telling them something. Pushed it wide. Oh, no.
No, yeah,
Oh,
there's a
there's
challenge.
PB Sindhu challenge called out.
It's interesting. I didn't really get a good look at that, but
Well, initially I thought it was going to go wide, and then I thought, oh no, it's landed
No,
in.
it's in.
That's clearly in. Yeah.
normally I would say a really, really bad line call, but But yeah, I took my eyes off it a little while and was not really able to decide whether it was in or out. And that same thing could happen to the line judge.
And you know, I think, I can't remember what you said about the sideways drift earlier, Steen, but seeing that, I'm convinced it's from right to left.
Yeah.
You see, we're just disagreeing on that
Yeah,
one,
we
aren't
disagree on that one, but perhaps there isn't any
Yeah.
real drift.
No, as you said right at the start, it does seem almost perfect playing
Yeah.
conditions.
Wow.
Oh, there's a challenge here.
Yeah.
Wang Shixian challenge called out.
Oh, Hawkeye's being kept very busy at the moment.
And if it goes like the last challenge that was on Sindhu's side of the court, it might be for the match.
Brave to challenge on the back line. Oh, it's clearly long.
Wow.
Challenge unsuccessful.
And then she's out
Wang
of challenge.
Shixian, no challenge remaining.
Yeah.
13-12. Play.
So, on a run of 4 straight points, into the lead, PV Sindhu.
Service over. 13-all.
No question, that was long. I couldn't quite see who that was. One of the players waiting in the wings with the coach. That's good defence. Yeah, well played, Wang Shixian.
14-13.
She was playing really short there, Sindhu. And I talked to Christina Pedersen at breakfast, and she told me that the shuttles yesterday were really quick. So maybe that's it, and maybe that's what creates the uncertainty that the shuttles are fast and therefore difficult to control.
Yes, magnificent.
15.
And that cross smash has worked wonders for her.
Yeah, and Chen Jin getting a little animated there. That's good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, did well. What a good rally. Oh, it's landed well in.
Yeah.
Service over. 14-15.
Going for the kill at the net, Sindhu. That was a nice net exchange. Look at that. It was an opportunity.
Yeah.
Shuttle still tumbling, though it's so difficult to control that kill when the shuttle is spinning or tumbling.
Well played.
Brilliant.
17-14.
2 drop shots in a row has been really efficient for Wang Shixian, whether it was from the net as here or it has been from the baseline. 2 drop shots in a row when Sindhu is in big problems.
Oh. Yeah.
Service over. 15,
Well,
17.
What do you do against a net shot that's as perfect as that?
Yeah.
All you can do is try and lift it, surely. There they are, taking an age again.
15, 17. Service over.
Oh my
18,
goodness.
15.
That's one of the problems to me of taking too long, is you just lose the rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, you need to keep going and keep going. It's like when you're out on the morning run, Steve.
Yeah.
You know, if you stop, then it's difficult to get going again. And I just get that impression, you know, that's this stage of the match to serve into the net. Oh. Missed it.
Yeah.
19, 15.
Oh yes, well played. Well, I can remember saying in the second game, Wang Shixian needed to command the rallies a little more and take more initiative. She's certainly done that. And here she is on the verge of victory. 5 game point opportunities.
And we have to file it under steal
Yeah.
because she was in deep trouble. Down 7-13 in the second game.
Yeah.
16, 20.
No, it's not over yet. Look at her. She's having a good old
yeah.
talking to herself,
Yeah.
isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what a comeback. Look, down and out in the second game. And here she is, through to the quarter-final. Number 5 seed, Wang Shixian, what fighting spirit.
21-18, 21-16.
Umpire just confirming the score. 18-21, 21-18, 21-16 in an hour and 28 minutes. This is the final rally. And the delightful drop shots. And the victory is hers, but my goodness, she did that the hard way. In all fairness, she probably should have won the opening game. Her opponent winning 9 of the last 11 points of game number 1. And then, as you say, Steen, 7-13 down in that second. But all credit to Wang Shixian. Good fighting spirit. So, 2 of our matches are complete today. Another 3 to come, and we turn our attention once again to men's singles and the 5-time former champion Lin Dan of China against Brice Laverdez. Then we've got men's doubles and Thaihot and Liu Kai up against Indo and Hawakawa, number 5 seeds, and then we finish off with women's doubles. So our next match, Lin Dan, the 5-time former champion, number 3 seed this year, up against Brice Laverdez. So the left-handed Lin Dan, well, he's already a legend in the sport. Up against a man who's pretty much a legend in French badminton. Brice Laverdez. 8 times national champion, 8 consecutive times national champion. But what hasn't this man achieved in world badminton? Lin Dan, Olympic champion, world champion, Asian Games gold medalist, All England champion, 79 career finals, 59 titles. Well, let's look first of all at Brice Laverdez, 29 years of age. Oh, I didn't get enough chance to look at his player profile there. Oh, there we go. 35 in the world ranking at the moment. Has been as high as 22. His win-loss record for the year, well, 13 tournaments. Best so far is a quarter-final. That was the Singapore Super Series. So to the man who turned 32 last month, the man from this province, Fujian province here in China. Currently number 3 in the world, has been